Pad Thai is always on my list. Chicken is added to shallots, garlic, preserved radish, and tofu. It's then covered with rice noodles and a special Pad Thai sauce is added before it's tossed. Today on Cravings for Adventures, we're going to be making chicken pad thai. I love Thai recipes and we make a lot of it in my household, but pad thai is one of my favorites. Earlier on, I made a seafood pad thai recipe, but today we're going to be doing the same thing with chicken. Before I go any further with this recipe, do make sure to subscribe to my channel and make sure to ring that bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. Now, let's get cooking. Let's quickly talk about some of these ingredients. Pad Thai sauce is tamarind based and there are different types of tamarind in the market. This one is called a cooking concentrate and it works really well. It has a nice dark color that I love in a Thai sauce. This is a Thai tamarind paste and it's one of my favorites to use. It is seedless and it has a really nice dark color. And finally, this tamarind paste is much lighter, but you could use this as well. These are called garlic chives or Chinese chives and they have a wonderful flavor when they wilt down. And they also add a great green flash of color to the dish. If you can't find these, spring onions are the closest substitute. I'm also going to be using palm sugar. I cook a lot of Thai food and that's why I always have these on hand. You can also just substitute brown or regular sugar. Tofu is one of my favorite ingredients. My preference is to use the pre-fried variety as it's much easier to cut and also I like the texture better. I'm going to be using dried shrimp as well as a crispy preserved Daikon radish. There are two varieties available, the sweet and the salty. I'll be using the sweet variety. This gives the pad thai that amazing umami taste. Finally, I'm going to be using rice noodles together with many other ingredients. Let's start with the pad thai sauce. Trust me, this is crack. I like to make it ahead and store it for when I need it. Heat 2 cups of water and I'm going to be adding 4 pieces of palm sugar. Together this is 8 ounces or 226 grams. I've chosen to use a thicker tamarind paste as it's the perfect consistency and I'm going to cook this down with the sugar. Add 1 generous tablespoon and allow the sugar to melt fully and start to get syrupy. If you're planning to use the other types of paste I showed you earlier, you can add this later. Take the tamarind and sugar syrup off the heat and allow it to cool. In a saucepan, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of chili oil. This is going to give the pad thai some subtle heat and it's also going to balance out that sweetness. I'm going to add half a cup of finely minced shallots, followed by half a cup of finely minced garlic. And I'm going to stir this to saute. Next, strain the tamarind sugar syrup into the pot to catch any lumps. I'm going to add the juice of a lime and 8 tablespoons of fish sauce. The salt in the fish sauce is going to balance the sweet in the palm sugar. I'm also going to add an additional tablespoon of tamarind concentrate. Turn this off and cool and this sauce is ready to bottle. For best results, refrigerate this sauce overnight. You will see that you will have a nice thickened pad thai sauce. I have 400 grams of rice sticks or vermicelli here. You get a few different widths for pad thai noodles. I like the thickest kind, but you can also use a thinner one if you want. If you flip the package over, you will see the soaking time. 15 to 20 minutes for this is plenty. To make the pad thai, I'm going to start with 1 tablespoon of chili oil. Add half a cup of minced shallots and saute. I'm also going to add a 1/4 cup of minced garlic and a 1/4 cup of sweet Daikon preserved radish. I just removed this from the package and I finely diced it. Next, I'm going to add 300 to 500 grams of boneless chicken cubes, and I'm going to mix this in with the shallots, garlic, and the preserved radish. Keep sauteing and cooking till the chicken is cooked. Now I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of cubed tofu, half a cup of dried shrimp. The noodles have been soaked and drained, and I'm going to add this in as well. Add the pad thai sauce in. If this hasn't been made ahead and it hasn't been in the fridge to thicken, you can also add 1 to 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. This is totally optional. I'm going to add 1 more tablespoon of chili oil and mix this really well to coat the noodles. Now I'm going to move the noodles to one side and I'm going to add in 2 eggs. Scramble this first. And I like to add half a teaspoon of fish sauce into the egg just to flavor it. Now I'm going to add 2 cups of bean sprouts and half a cup of Chinese chives or garlic chives. And before serving, garnished with chopped peanuts and enjoy. Thank you so much for joining me in Cravings Food Adventures. I hope you enjoyed this delicious recipe for chicken pad thai. It has so many ingredients, but they all come together in perfect harmony. If you loved my video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel as well as that you've rung the bell. And don't forget, share my videos with your family and friends so they can enjoy all of these recipes as well. And be sure to follow me behind the scenes on all of my social channels. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and TikTok. Until I see you next time, do take care and happy eating. Bye.